Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, friends, fellow firearms enthusiasts. Today we have ourselves another Cold War relic. Let's go to the bench and talk about what we have. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, friends, fellow firearms enthusiasts. Welcome back to Crooked Horse Rifle and Pistol out of Lamar County, Mississippi, on this not too bad, wet, dreary day. And today we have another piece of Cold War history. This, ladies and gentlemen, let's put that on safe. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pistolet Makarova, otherwise known as a Makarov. And a little history about this pistol. Dang mosquito. It was developed under the guidance of Nikolai Makarov shortly after World War II. And in 1951, the Makarov would become the standard the standard sidearm for the Soviet Union, as well as numerous Eastern Bloc military and police forces. Now, and this pistol would be to replace the Makarov and the Nagant revolver. Now, looking at this pistol, you could see that it is very similar. It almost looks exactly like the Walther PP. In fact, Makarov took the design from Walther and simplified it. They made it, to consist of just 27 parts versus the Walther's, some 42 parts. And the Makarov would not only be produced by the Soviet Union or the USSR, but as well as but other communist countries will produce it as well. However, it is said that the East German Makarovs were the best as far as finish and quality. Now, this particular pistol is from East Germany, and it was made in 1960. What were you doing in 1960? Better yet, how many of you were born in 1960? Another thing about this pistol, now if you happen to have one that is manufactured in East Germany and it has the manufacturer Simon or Simpson and Soul on it, then chances are that was made in the 1990s during the unification process, and it was basically made of parts that were left over. So let's shoot this thing some more. The ammunition we're going to be using is 95 grain, manufactured by Cellular and Below. And we're just going to focus on them plate targets, 15-20 meters. And maybe I'll take a stab at that little pop-up target there. Who knows? Maybe I just might hit it. Now, with the Makarov, once you insert your magazine, in order to chamber around, you can't do it on safe. You have to take it off safe. very fun little pistol to shoot. Let's go back to the bench. So some design features about this pistol is the pistol. This is all steel, well, except for the grip. The grip is a plastic Bakelite, no grip on it. But it's an all steel pistol, and the action is a straight blowback with a fixed barrel, and it fires in single action and double action mode. Now when you chamber around, of course, you're going to be starting off in single action. And you can chamber that round. Say you were chambering it, and it slides forward, hammered back. But when you engage that thumb safety, so you got your thumb safety on the left side there. So we can't bring you on a little closer. There we go. We got our thumb safety right there. And look, when you engage, now red your dead on there. When you engage that thumb safety, there's your safety decock. And like I said, when you got that on safe, your gun's on safe, you cannot bring that slide back. You can only bring the slide back if it's the safety's disengaged. Now this pistol weighs just a little over 1.5 pounds. It has an overall length of about 6 3/8 of an inch, and the width is just about just over an inch wide. Now the pistol is chambered in 9x18. Now when that particular round was developed by Boris Simon, and the cartridges, even though it was invented by this Boris character, the cartridge is still referred to as the 9mm Makarov. And just to compare, I'm going to bring this in super close for y'all. Now this here is a 9mm Makarov. So that there's your 9mm round. And then we're going to bring in the little Makarov round. And as you can see, quite a difference. Now I don't know exactly why the Soviet Union decided to go with such an odd round. I read some reports because that they were worried about Western forces invading them, and they didn't want to be able enemy forces or Western forces, however you want to call it, to use or be able to use captured ammunition. So the pistol here has an 8-round magazine. That's your magazine. And they were typically issued in this type of holster. With the second magazine and a little in the carrier. Like so. And the magazine release, instead of on the slide like your traditional pistols, there's this little lever here on the heel. Again, I'm coming to you. Got that little lever there. And to release that, you push back on that lever. Kind of hard to do without the right grip. Push back on that lever and then bring the slide on out. Now the Makarovs, particularly the East German Makarovs that were made in the 90s, you know, with the mixed, you know, with the spare parts. Apparently only a few hundred of those were made, so they might be rare to find. And typically the ones that you're gonna find at your gun shows and stuff are the ones produced in the 1960, 1958, 1959. You know, it can be rare to find. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let's shoot. So we know this thing's pretty effective at, you know, 15, 20 meters out. I'm curious to see how far we can push this thing out. Now the sights on this pistol. We have our little tiny blade, front sight. Bladed post there, and a box notch sight there. So let's see how far we can go. Slide doesn't go to the rear sometimes on these older pistols. We're going to start out in double action mode. Might help if I rack around. This time I'll start out in double action mode. Now these pistols do happen to have a heavy trigger. So I was pinging targets, 35 and 45 meters out there. And now overall, this is a very comfortable pistol to fire. Being an all, the weight of the steel, I think takes up a lot of that recoil. And it just doesn't have that bark like, say, if you're shooting a burst of 380. The Makarov round is almost comparable, as far as power and performance to a 380. Now the Makarov would still be used by Soviet and later be Russian forces, and also former Eastern Bloc countries. They would still continue to use the Makarov well into the 2000s. In fact, Russia, it wasn't until the 2000s that they started going to the 9mm, 9x19mm round. getting rid of using the the Makarovs. North Korea, my understanding is they got rid of the Makarov in favor of their homegrown version of the CZ-75. But with the fall of the Soviet Union, and in the fall of a lot of the communist countries, a lot of these Makarovs were imported into the United States in the 90s. So you'll find some East German, Bulgaria, China makes a Makarov version, as well as the old Soviet Union Makarovs out there. I believe even Yugoslavia had made a version. So there's numerous out there. I think your East German and your Bulgarian Makarovs are probably the ones you're going to find the most at your local gun stores or gun shows. Now, if you're looking to purchase one of these at a gun show, you can probably look around to spend anywhere between $300 to $500, depending on the condition. I've seen ones at as low as $150, but they're kind of beat up looking, got lots of rust and pitting on it. And actually, the Makarov is still produced today. In fact, Kalashnikov Holdings produces a modernized version, that features a double-stack 12-round magazine, and they also produce a more high-powered 9x18mm cartridge. But overall, just having just being able to shoot this, this piece of history, it's quite fun. This thing also has a pretty interesting takedown, procedure to it to take the thing on down. Check this out. Got your trigger guard. Pull down on your trigger. And you bring it on back like so. Yeah, I was worried about this spring fired out. You see, this is a fixed barrel on there. And let's see if I can put this thing back together. There we go. Just like so. Again, nice fun piece of history here. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming out and joining me out here at Crooked Horse Rifle and Pistol out of Lamar County, Mississippi, and allowing me to present to you, this fine Cold War relic, the Pistolet Makarova. And for my new subscribers, thank you for joining the channel. For my existing subscribers, thank you for continued support. And until the next time, thank you for shooting with us.